letters. Love letters to Kellie.
Dear Kellie, you are the love expert.
I am.
I have been with the father of my children, never married, since I was 15 years old. We have 2 kids together. My first born was at 18 years old, and we were together for 17 years before I finally left him. My children are now 15 and 7 years old. It's been 9 months since I left. I got my first job, and I've been doing the best that I could with what I have.
Great.
He's physically and emotionally abused me our entire relationship, and I was too afraid and ashamed to leave until I wasn't anymore. Now, even after almost a year of leaving him, he still can't accept it, and he tortures me on a daily basis about being a bad mom because he thinks me working and being away from my children 40 hours a week is the worst thing ever when I'm trying to do my best. He says it's sad that someone else has to raise our kids because I work. He makes me feel like I'm worthless, and I start to wonder if I should suck it up and go back to him just to stay at home and be a stay-at-home mom, and everyone else wins but me, Brittany.
No, Brittany.
You did the right thing.
You keep on keeping on, and you surround yourself, hopefully, with some strong people that will support you through this time. You've made great strides. You've come so far. Do not go backwards. I mean, if you don't do it for yourself, like I always say, there's things that I would put up with for myself as a single woman.
Right.
But once I became a mother, I was like, I'm not putting my kid through that nonsense. So you really need to think about the example you're setting for your children, because they see this. If they don't see the physical abuse, maybe he's able to hide that. They hear the verbal abuse. They pick up on that energy. And to go back and to live that life, that's how you break the pattern. You don't repeat the pattern with your kids. And what maybe they wouldn't be the abuser in the relationship. Maybe they'd be the abused one, and you don't want that for them.
Yeah.
So hopefully that helps you make the decision to stand firm.
And it switched from her seeing, from them seeing him being abusive verbally, maybe even physically, to now seeing your mom working, and she's doing everything she can
woman
for
that
them.
can do it.
Yeah.
So surround yourself with strong people, and hopefully you've told, a few people. You don't have to tell everybody your business, but tell people in your close inner circle what's going on, because they might not even realize that you've been abused. People are able to hide it really well. The most charming people you think at the party, they're the ones beating their wives behind closed doors, right?
Yeah.
So you got to make sure that the people in your inner circle know what's going on. If it's to the point where you need to call for, I would call maybe an abused women's shelter, or I shouldn't say women's anymore, because there are men that are abused in relationships as well. Sure. An abused shelter, and ask for resources, counseling. There are free services available to you if you just ask, and find that community support you need to stay where you are.
You're doing the right thing,
Doing
Brittany.
the right thing.
You're doing the right thing.
Love letters. Love letters to Kellie.
Dear Kellie, you are the love expert.
I am.
I am divorced for about 5 years now, and I've been remarried for 3. My husband is the most amazing man ever. He is so good to my children and his own. I feel like I live in a dream world. However, I'm writing regarding my ex-husband and his new wife. She and I actually became friends, and my children adore her. I'm so thankful that he found such an amazing stepmom for our children. The problem is when they fight. They have each threatened to divorce many times, and he cheated on her the night before their wedding. He says some magic words, and she comes back to him. It hurts my soul to see her continue to hurt herself in order to be with someone who obviously doesn't value her. I've spoken to her many times, and she admits that she has seen the same side of him that I told her about. I know I probably need to ignore this, but I don't want her to hurt and be hurt and waste her life on someone who will constantly threaten divorce. I worry for her and our children. Please help me. That's from Danielle.
Well, Danielle, I feel like as a friend of someone who is in a bad relationship, you can only, I've been the friend of someone who's been in a bad relationship.
Yep.
And no matter how much advice you give them, no matter how much you listen to them, how many late night phone calls you take, they just don't leave. And then it's like, so what do you do as the friend at some point? Yeah. You don't, it's almost like...
You can only do so much.
You can only take so much and listen to so much. And there has to come a point when you're like, I'm wasting my breath here. I love you, and I don't want this to end up in a tragic situation. But if you're not going to take my advice and not going to do anything I suggest, then what are we doing here, right? But then you've got the children involved. Yeah. So you can, as Mama Bear, go to your ex and say, y'all aren't doing this crap in front of our kids. And if I have to start getting legal, if I need to go back to court and what I need to do to protect them from being around this environment, I'm going to do that. And maybe that'll snap them out of whatever's going on to either end that toxic relationship or do something to fix it because he's afraid of not being around his kids. But you got to be mama bear with those kids. As a grown woman, there's only so much you can do for someone who just will not take your advice.
Right.
How much longer are you going to listen to it?
Mm-hmm.
That's up to you. But I'm telling you, for your kids' sake, you need to say, I'm about to go back and talk to my attorney. I'm going to go to the mediator, whatever I have to do, because I'm not putting my kids in front of this anymore. And then see what happens.
Boom.
All right, let's do one more.
Love letters. Love letters to Kellie.
Dear Kellie, you are the love expert.
I am.
My ex and I split a year ago, and I am miserable. I loved her so much, and every time I think I'm over it, we get back into contact. It's always been her calling or texting me or my mom when I don't answer. And she's always saying that she's worried about me, but I don't know. It just hurts when I'm feeling good, and then she comes back and doesn't want me back. I want to get married, and I miss her and her son so much. I grin like a dork every time I see or hear her, and everyone says that I seem happier after we talk. I miss making her dinner and rubbing her feet and back when she gets off work. I've never cared about someone this much besides my kids, but I feel like an idiot. I just don't know what to do. She's so amazing.
Stop being an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop being an idiot then.
Yeah.
Everybody says how happy you are. You're addicted to this roller coaster ride. Block her. Tell your mama and all them, whoever. If block her, and if you don't block her, don't even tell me she called. I do not want to hear it again because I'm ready to move on. There is no future with this person who is taking some sort of sick, twisted pleasure that she can do this to you, that she's got the power over you. And people that, people are beat down in their life and they get a little sense of power, they abuse it. And that's what she's doing to you. She's emotionally messing with you and toying with you. You got to get mad about it and put that in the past. This isn't going anywhere. And if, heaven forbid, y'all do end up getting married, do you think it's going to magically stop? No, she's still going to mess with your head like that. She's not the one for you. Block her and tell everybody else, I don't want to, if y'all aren't going to block her, do not ever tell me, I don't want to hear her name mentioned again.
There you go.
Solid advice.
And then she's going to really come chasing after you.
Yeah, she is.
But you
Because you're going to miss that.
stay strong.
But stay strong.
Stay strong.